can see the Marine Color Guard as they take the field off, and you've just listened to the national anthem as performed by the Kent Meridian Royal Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Sherman, 125 marchers strong. And we'll go to midfield in just a moment for the Kent Valley, and a gorgeous day for, of course, high school football, and later on this afternoon, Husky football at Husky Stadium. It's homecoming, and the Huskies taking on the Stanford Cardinal. And Sonny, I know that you got a little pre-game festivities in with your Letterman sweater on there.
I'm ready to go, Dave.
You're ready to go. Go Dogs. Well, we'll go to midfield right now, and we'll have the coin toss, and you're going to be listening to referee Thomas Sifferman directing the coin toss, introducing the co-captains, and let's go to midfield right now.
Here we go. Captain Walcott and Captain Hayden, Captain Cranhold. You fellas, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Okay, fellas, I'd like to introduce the rest of the crew. Bill McElroy is going to be the umpire. Jerry O'Donnell is the linesman. Bill Smith is going to be the line judge. I'd like you to introduce Warren Intercomer. He's from First Interstate Bank, and he is going to call the coin toss. Which one of you captains is going to call in the air? 47? Okay. This is a football coin. We have a heads. The other side is the tails. He will flip the coin. You'll call it in the air, and if he drops it, we'll reflip. In the air, please. He calls a heads. It is a heads. You have one to toss. You get like kick, receive, or choice of goal. Receive. You want to receive? What goal would you like to defend? Put your backs around that way, please. White, your backs around here. White has
Evergreen's Wolverines, ranked number 4 in the state. They're in the white with the green trim. Kent Meridian's Royals in the blue with the white numerals. And Evergreen has won the toss. They will receive the ball. We're at French Field. It is a beautiful stadium for high school football, newly refurbished to the tune of about $5 million. And standing on the artificial turf right now is Scott Ellingson. Let's go to Scott. Scotty?
All right, David, a ball game this afternoon that will probably be won down in the trenches. Last weekend, Kent Meridian beaten by Kentwood. Kentwood wore them down with a wishbone attack. Evergreen has rushed for over 1,000 yards already this season. They like to keep it on the ground, while Kent Meridian likes to throw it. Great rivalry. This one goes back a long way as far as the two schools go. Robin Earl played for Kent Meridian, and quarterback Jack Thompson for Evergreen. So it should be a good one. Looking forward to it down there. And Husky fans, Sonny, nice touch with the sweater. Go Dogs.
Well, I think we've got enough in for the James gang this morning. We're now ready to have a little bit of high school action. Kent Meridian. The Royals are 3-2 on the year. They began the season with their first 3 wins in a row. As you look at Jim Fortner, the head coach at Evergreen, he's 40-15. Lifetime at Evergreen High School, coming over from Tyee a number of years back. He's in his 6th season. And there's Rick Trestrail. He's in his first year at the helm of the Royals of Kent Meridian, and he's up from St. Catherine's High School in the Bay Area, San Francisco. Referees Tom Sieferman, Bill McElroy, the umpire today. As you get a look at the men in the stripes, Jerry Oldman will be the linesman, and the line judge will be Bill Schimpf. Going deep to receive for the Wolverines is going to be Brian Volker, number 24, and number 49, Keith Wolcott. Wolcott, the first time that Evergreen got their hands on the ball this season, ran a kickback 97 yards for a touchdown. So he's got speed. This Evergreen team does have explosive speed, Sonny.
All around. You look at the guys that have scored the touchdowns in Boehner and Hack and Wolcott. Wolcott runs a 4.5, 4.6, 40, so that's pretty quick, Dave.
Rob Struckman will kick it off for Kent Meridian, number 34. And we're about ready to go. There's the approach, and we're underway. Glad you're with us. At his own 13-yard line, that's Wolcott to the 20, the 25. He finds a wall there and is going to be tackled from behind at the 32-yard line.
He takes the ball out to the 32-yard line.
It was Bob Struckman, or Rob Struckman, who caught up with him. Struckman, of course, kicking off as well. So Evergreen, who likes to keep it on the ground, they'll put the ball in the air about 25 to 30% of the time, will be on their own 32 to start this morning. We're going to come out with a single back.
We're going to see a
Tony Wines in motion.
Excuse me, but we're going to see a lot of formations today and a lot of movement.
They go right up the middle. Bader, the quarterback, keeps the ball and runs for about 4 or 5 yards. He's at the 36, so we'll call it a gain of 4. Tackle made by John Owens. Owens, who also plays fullback on the offensive side for the Royals. 2nd and 6 for Evergreen, just underway. Bader again, and he's wide open. Up across the 42 to the 43 to 44-yard line, and a first down for Evergreen. That's a bit of surprise, Sonny.
Well, the offensive coordinator for Evergreen is Kevin Lusk, and Kevin, of course, played for Fortner at Tyee and went on to play at the University of Oregon. Kevin's a pretty good head on offense, and the reason they're doing that is they just have a split. There's no defensive lineman over the center, and look at the space. The viewers can see that on the screen. There's nobody playing middle linebacker either.
Ed Hoagland wide to the left side. Split out to the right is Wolcott. Pitch goes to Hack around the right side. Gets a block and up to the 45, across the 45. And he's down at the 47, the 48-yard line. We'll have another look at it.
This is what they like to do best, get outside with Hack's speed. And they've got good blocking out in front of him.
Run the option with a veer. John Owens and Gary Furborn make the tackle. The backs are now split. Didn't fool too many that time, no. Sonny. Right up the middle with Hack.
They're just trying to set it up, Dave. I'm sure that you got to run legitimate plays up the middle a few times, get them looking for that, and then go outside with your speed.
Johnny Owens making the stop again. Owens, 6 feet, 220 pounds, a junior. Evergreen has had a fairly diverse scoring offense. They've had a number of people get in the act this year. They're unbeaten at 5-0, trying to make it 6 here this morning. McCray goes in motion. Check that, make it lines. Bader under pursuit. He's going to run it. And Bader has the first down and then a little bit more inside the 40-yard line, where he stopped at the 37. Todd Foster coming up to make the stop, number 33. And you're going to look at Todd again here as he comes in pursuit of Bader.
Well, Tom Bader has excellent speed. He's, I guess he was a league champion in the high hurdles, so you know he can get up and scoot pretty good.
First down in Camp Meridian territory. Wide out to the left side is Ed Hoagland. Split out to the right is Keith Wolcott. Hack goes in motion to the right side. Passes to Hack at the 40 of Camp Meridian and inside the 35. Stopped at the 33-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 5 on the play, and they'll bring up a 2nd and 5 situation for Evergreen.
The reason Hack is so open, you have what we call a trip set, where you have 3 potential receivers on the same side of the field. And coming out, a lot of times these high school kids on defense will get a little confused about who's covering who, and they left Hack wide open that time.
Well, Evergreen's called a timeout, so with timeout on the field, let's pause for this message. We'll have more from French Field right after this. And the WIAA, solely for the use of the Cairo television audience. Any use or rebroadcast of this program without the expressed written consent of the Kent School District and the WIAA is prohibited. On 2nd and 5, Evergreen with the ball. On the draw play, Hack with it, and Hack is inside the 30, but I don't believe he has first down yardage. He needs the 27, and he's going to be stopped at the 28.
That was a good play by Tranholt that time.
Steve Tranholt, number 76. Watch him come up and make the stop on Hack.
Good reaction. Good thing he got him because he had a lot of room to run that time.
Evergreen on 3rd and 1. Bader, the quarterback, number 10. And the draw play is good inside the 25-yard line. Where again Steve Tranholt catches up with him, and Scott is on the sideline with some observations.
The defense that Kent Meridian's in right now, 2 down line with the tackles, and then the defensive ends are standing on the outside. They've got absolutely nobody in the middle. They're so conscious right now of Evergreen's speed going the outside. Evergreen should be able to run the ball up the middle all afternoon until Kent Meridian makes some kind of adjustment, so watch for that.
doesn't work as Bader tries to sneak to the right side, and he got perhaps a half a yard.
I think he actually missed a handoff that time. I think Hack went through a little bit too fast for him.
Rob Struckman, number 34, made the stop. Evergreen has had possession since the kickoff. They began the drive back at their own 27. 7 minutes to go here in the first period, no score. Lyons goes in motion to the left, and the throw is out to Wolcott on the right side. Wolcott at the 20, gets away from the tackler to the 10, the 5. He's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Keith Wolcott doing a masterful job of eluding tacklers and then stutter stepping down the sideline, out of bounds.
It was a great pass by Boehner. First of all, he had a tremendous rush on him. And also the ball just happened to be in the right spot, right there. Mr. Wolcott. He turns on some of that 4.5, 4.6 speed.
So first and goal from their own, from the 1-yard line. And Boehner on a keeper, and he's in. Tom Boehner keeping for the 4th or 5th time so far in the first period, and he's in for a touchdown, and Evergreen's on top, 6-0, 6:43 to go here in the first period. On the point afters, Evergreen has mostly done it from placement this year. They've only tried one 2-point conversion. Hoagland will try the point after. Kick is up, it's good. So there's timeout on the field. 6:43 to play in the first period, and Evergreen jumps on top of Kent Meridian by a score of 7-0. Evergreen leading Kent Meridian in the North Puget Sound League game here in the Olympic Division this morning by a score of 7-0 in the first period. Only scoring coming on a 1-yard sneak by the quarterback, Tom Boehner of Evergreen. Now it's 2nd and 12 from the Evergreen 18. Boehner up to throw. Underthrows it. Intended out of the backfield to Tony Wines. And Wines underthrown on the play. So a 3rd and 12 coming up now for Evergreen's Wolverines. Total yards in the first period, they're about even. Actually, Kent Meridian with a 3-yard bulge, but of course the important stat is on the board. That's 7-zip in favor of Evergreen. What does Boehner do here on 3rd and 12, Sonny?
I'd watch for the tight end or somebody dragging down the middle.
Keep your eye on Ed Hoagland, number 84, and of course on the right side, and there's the flag. So the play will be stopped. Hoagland was out to the right side, and Boehner sprinted back and took a look at the big wide receiver off to his right. But a false start by Hoagland is going to nullify things, and they'll bring it back inside the 15-yard line to the 13. And a 3rd now and 18 situation. I think it's 17.
Well, I call the tight end, and they go to a Statue of Liberty play.
Hoagland with 6 receptions on the year. He's number 84. And 1 touchdown. Wolcott has done the lion's share of the receiving. He's split out to the left side. It's going to be a quick kick. And taken by McCray of Kent Meridian. And heads-up play by McCray in the secondary to field that ball on the 38 of Evergreen. And so Kent Meridian with good position as Brett McCray pulls it in. Take another look.
I think it was a good idea to do that at that situation with 3rd and 17. He just didn't get off a very good kick.
They line up in the eye. Struckman, the second man through, gets the call, and he's down to the 35-yard line, where Ray Tucker, number 70, meets him and greets him with a tackle. Ray Tucker, a senior, 6'3", 205 pounds. This Evergreen team, excellent speed, and they really like to hit.
That's right. They're not real big, though, Dave.
Hayden, plenty of time, throwing long and off the fingertips of Foster at the 10-yard line.
It's a little out and up move by the receiver, and Hayden laid the ball right on the money. Perhaps it's a little teeny bit overthrown. Excellent throw on the run, though.
That's a powerful arm that's getting that off. Charlie Hayden, there you see a look at his year's stats. A couple of contrasting offensive styles. This Kent Meridian team with 986 yards on the year coming into this game, 621 of those coming in the air. It's just the opposite.
Tackle eligible
for Evergreen. Hayden will keep it. And he loses the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Evergreen.
They were trying to run a tackle eligible that time.
Ray Tucker comes up with the ball.
They had moved the tight end to tackle again, much like we'd seen last week. And he got his split receiver to come off the line of scrimmage, made him eligible. Of course, the Evergreen defense picked it up right away.
And Ray Tucker forcing the fumble, and Mark Tannehill falling on it. And so Evergreen on their own 36-yard line. Hake gets the call, and Hake is up to the 38.5 for a gain of 2.
Is that Hake or Hack?
You're right, it is Hack.
Dwayne's had a kind of a bad ankle. He hurt it a couple weeks ago in a game, and Coach Fortner told me on Wednesday that he re-injured it in practice, and but Coach Fortner would take him at 70% if he has to.
Hack again, and this time Hack is going to be stopped right at the 40-yard line. So Dwayne, who holds the single-season rushing record in Evergreen football history, and he broke that record, which was held by his brother, who now plays for Eastern Washington University. Hack's brother, Jeff, played at Evergreen. He led the league in rushing. He's now a starting tailback for Eastern Washington's, I believe it's the Eagles, isn't it, Sonny?
I really don't know, dude. Oh, nice move.
Out of the backfield, Wines with a big carry up across midfield and into Royal territory at the 42-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, this Tony Wines, 5'11", 190, is really built. He's got strong legs, tremendous hole. I think I could have ran that ball that time, Dave. But he's an excellent athlete. He's into weights. He bench presses a lot, over 300 pounds. So he's capable of knocking people over.
Bader throwing out to Wolcott, and Wolcott couldn't quite hang on to it. It will be not an incompletion, but ruled as a fumble, as it was a backward pass. And so the ball was alive, and fortunately for Evergreen, out of bounds. Brings up a loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. From the 46 of the Royals. Evergreen on top 7-0. Trying to add to that tally. Hack gets some room, and a flag flies at the 40-yard line. And a pile of players. Gary Fearborn making the stop.
Yeah, I think I saw that when Ray Tucker did a little tackling job on the defensive lineman for Kent Meridian.
So the holding penalty will nullify the run by Hack, and they'll go all the way back inside the 45 of Evergreen at the 44. And let's add them up here. Let's see, we got 5, 10, 15. We got 2nd down and 25 to go.
Well, we might see the quick kick again, huh?
Scotty?
Dave, Kent Meridian's having trouble defensively with the Evergreen line. They're lining up unbalanced, and their players can't decide which way to go, and the coach is trying to point out to shift one man over. So watch for that on the offensive and defensive line.
Wines on the reverse, and Wines trying to get around the left side, and he's going to be sacked out of bounds shy of midfield by Jim Sharkey and Randy Snyder. We'll have a look at Sharkey number 2 now, coming up in pursuit. As you see Wines come around from the right side to the left.
That's what we call a semi-reverse or Statue of Liberty play. Watch his power right there. Strong kid.
Third down and 20 to go.
Don't be offside, Jerry.
At the 49 of Evergreen. Baines dropping back. Bader, I should say. And it's complete.
Baines pass completed to 21.
To Wines, and Wines is down just shy of the first down at the 33-yard line. They need the 32 for the first down. Lindsey Bosch making the stop. So 4th and 1. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Wolcott goes wide to the right side.
The way the defensive line is set up, they probably will sneak it. Well, they can put a guy on the nose right there. They do have a nose guard now.
And Sonny, it looked like there may have been some movement on Evergreen's side before the players for Kent Meridian jumped. We'll have another look at it.
It looked like people on both sides jumped. Bad break.
False start on the offense, and so that changes things considerably. It brings up a 4th and 6. And we'll have another look at it now. We do have it on. There you see him jump. I'd move too, Sonny.
Come on, damn it!
Well, I think what messed him up is he's been used to seeing the 4-man front, and then all of a sudden they jump in with a nose guard over the center, and it confused him a little bit. And Coach Fortner told me Evergreen will change the play at the line of scrimmage, so perhaps he was trying to do that.
4th down. Bader to throw. He's got Wolcott. First down, and inside the 25-yard line is Wolcott. Brett McCray on the stop, but a beautiful thread of the needle by Tom Bader.
Boy,
to his flanker back, Keith Wolcott.
He really rifled this ball.
There's Wolcott getting his second reception of the morning.
14 receptions for 280 yards. That's quite a 20 yards a catch.
Strong to the right side. Evergreen first down inside the 25 of Kent Meridian. Out of the backfield is Wines. Wines is going to be stopped shy of the line of scrimmage, and it'll be stacked up for a loss of about 1.5 yards on the play. Gary Fearborn and Bob Struckman. Let's make that Rob Struckman coming up to make the stop. They'll mark it for a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. In what has been a fairly rapid first half, Evergreen is rolling now with the lion's share of possession here in the second period. Wines again, and that's it. He stacked up and fumbles the ball. And Evergreen is going to clap it up. Kent Meridian will take possession on the Tony Wines fumble at the 26 of Kent Meridian. And so as the Royals get possession on the Tony Wines fumble, they'll have another shot out here in the first half, as Struckman made the hit and Owens made the recovery. And we'll go to a break right now with a score: Evergreen 7, Kent Meridian nothing. A hand on it, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Keith Wolcott playing the defensive coverage.
What really messed him up, though, Dave, was that Evergreen had dropped off 8 people.
Tatum had all kinds of time.
He had the time, but you either rush 3 or drop off 8, or rush 8 and drop off 3.
On the draw, here's Owens. Has a nice hole. Owens out of bounds at the 45-46 yard line of Kent Meridian. So a nice gain by the big guy. And Owens, the fullback, picks off a big chunk of yardage for a first down for Kent Meridian.
Just a little draw play, and the big ex-defensive tackle rambles down the sideline. I think that's probably why he holds on the ball so tight, David. Being a defensive lineman, he never got to touch it. So when they got it, they held on to it.
Foster out to the right side. Bystrom to the left. The backs are split. Struckman in the hole and up across midfield and into Evergreen territory.
Struckman picks up 5.
DJ Sigurdsson, number 15, making the stop for the Wolverines. Got a nice rooting section across the way with a great big green and white sign that says Palm Wolverines.
Second down and 5.
High moms and things like that as well. Second and 5. Struckman, big hole. You could drive a Mack truck through it. He's down inside the 40.
Picks up 10 yards on the first down.
Nice hole opened that time on the right side by Steve Tranholt and Mark Krondorf.
So what'll happen, you get your big boy, your big fullback running successively, and what you do is you take him into the line and come back with a little counter move with that time Struckman coming to the offside.
First down at the 40 of Evergreen. Struckman again. Well, they're mixing them up pretty well, Sonny. You'd expect this Charlie Hayden-led team to come out throwing the ball. And they have thrown the ball, but they've also done it very well on the ground in this possession.
Well, I think the reason they're running the ball really so well outside of the big fullback Owens is that I believe the offensive line is a little bit bigger than the down lineman for Evergreen. Evergreen's not real big, but they are quick and they are tough.
Owens on second down, and Owens inside the 35. Stopped at the 34. He's got 4 yards to go for the first down. So it's a third down situation as Ray Tucker once again up to make the stop with assist by Dave Coonrod. Bystrom left. And not much that time to the right side. They're stopped at the 32, and so a 4th and 2 situation now facing the Royals of Kent Meridian. They are scoreless here in the first half. Evergreen has 7. So a big play coming up right now for the Royals. Their handoff, and it's going to be very close to the first down. Struckman got the call, and they marked the ball right inside the 35, the 30, and if that's the case, it should be first down. The chain is right at the 30-yard line, and the nose of the ball is inside the 30 by about 5 or 6 inches. Coonrod and Sigurdsson made the stop. They're going to measure anyway, and it is a first down.
It's by a nose, though.
Not a lot of scoring so far, Sonny, but this has been a good ball game.
You're right about what you mentioned earlier. Kent Meridian has 6 rushing first downs and only 2 passing.
Bystrom split far to the left side. Foster to the right. In motion goes Owens. And the ball is batted away at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Owens out of the backfield.
J.D. Ingwaldson again on the block.
And I thought Coonrod had a hand on it as well to knock it away. Second down. for Bystrom. Higgins going to be sacked. And Coonrod is going to make the play, and a flag flies right there at the 39-yard line. And the indication will be a personal foul, late hit on Ingolson, number 68.
You know, I believe in protecting the quarterback as much as you can, but quite frankly, I think that J.D. didn't really touch the quarterback. I think the official had a bad angle.
So instead of facing a 3rd down and long, it'll be a 3rd and 3 situation, and timeout is going to be taken by Kent Meridian with 3rd and 3 coming up, and Rick Trestrail coming out to chat with one of the officials. And as he does, let's pause for this message. 2:59 to go in the first half. Evergreen on top of Kent Meridian 7-0. And dropped for a 3-yard loss is Snyder, and here comes Hayden right back. Evergreen takes timeout. 1:22 to go in the half. We'll keep it right here. Next week, up in Cedro-Woolley for a double-A game. We'll have to get up early next Saturday morning, Sonny.
I like that Cedro-Woolley area. It reminds me of my hometown in Ashland, Oregon. A lot of mountains around it, a lot of trees. A lot of nice folks up there.
What I want to find out is where'd the name Cedro-Woolley come from? Well, beginning tomorrow and continuing through next Sunday, Washington Interscholastic Activities Association member schools will be celebrating National High School Activities Week. This week was created in 1981 by the National Federation of State High School Associations to encourage student participation in and community support of high school athletic and activities programs. High school activities are the other half of education. They provide opportunities for students to develop good citizenship, sportsmanship, cooperation, and character. Make an effort this week during National High School Activities Week to show your support of high school activities by attending an event or sending a letter to your principal, student, or superintendent and school board encouraging them to keep the programs going strong. Tatum on 4th down and long for Bystrom, and Bystrom has it at the 10-yard line, and that's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. So on 4th and about 33, they come up with a 31-yard pass, but they're going to give the ball back on downs to Evergreen.
Well, Bystrom, being the fastest man on Kent Meridian's team, got down there. And this is where the receivers make the quarterback look good. Charlie had underthrown the ball, actually. It came down on the inside right there. And of course, the receiver came back around and got it.
Evergreen in possession. 1:05 to go in the half. Bader on the sneak. And Tom gets up across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Bader picked up 6 yards.
Eric Nelson made the stop, and on the sidelines, let's go to Scott Ellington. Scott?
Well, Dave and Sonny, as you probably could tell, Charlie Hayden is okay. He had the wind knocked out of him, got a drink of water, went right back in on that long pass. I think he'll be in for the rest of the afternoon.
Bader to throw. Complete to the 45-yard line to Wolcott. And Keith is down across the 46, but there's a flag way back. And it's going to be against Evergreen, so they'll bring it all the way back.
There was a marker on the flag.
An illegal motion call, we're told by our official in the booth. Glad to have him back again this week. Mike Rich with us.
Two things in that play, Dave. First of all, the holding or the motion call will give coaches more gray hair than they need. Second of all, it was an excellent pass from Boehner. I tell you, that kid can throw the ball. We've seen a lot of good quarterbacks in this season so far, and of course Boehner and Hayden certainly go along with that.
And we have a bit of a way to go before we get down to King Bowl number 7 on December 3rd. Bader out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Good effort.
Bader is knocked out of bounds by Gary Whitmore.
And another flag is on the field. As Bader is out at the 30. And a flag right in front of the Kent Meridian bench. And an unsportsmanlike conduct call is going to be made against Evergreen. And so, well, it's just going to take that right off again, Sonny.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Head coach Jim Fortner across the way of Evergreen having a chat with one of the officials. Not at all pleased with the call, and now they're going to have a timeout. As Fortner comes on the field to talk with his charges, gives us a chance to tell you about Jim Fortner. He's an interesting guy. He's a football coach who has never played the game of football.
I'll tell you, he's a great motivator. I had a chance to talk to him quite a bit the other day, and he knows Lou Tice with Pacific Institute, and they like to talk a little bit about, you know, self-image and goals. And he tells me that after the regular practice start in the fall, he takes the team, they go up to a cabin or a training camp near North Bend, and for 2 days they practice and really talk goals and self-image.
Well, Jim Fortner is one who really knows goals because he was born with the handicap of no legs from the knees down, and so he's really developed himself as an athlete and strong in motivation. Got to be a motivator himself. And his teams have always done well, first at Tyee and now at Evergreen. Evergreen is now penalized for the 6th time this morning for 60 yards. 7 seconds left on the clock. Evergreen on top by 7-0.
Back up, Gary, back up.
First down, back on the Evergreen 16. Movement by Wines, and it'll be illegal motion in the backfield again for Evergreen, and so that's penalty number 7 for 65 yards now. And they're back to the 11-yard line. Well, I would think they'd probably just tuck it in and say, let's go to the halftime locker room with a 7-0 lead. Don't forget, King Bowl countdown at halftime. Catch a rising star. Stay with us on the high school game of the week. Bader up to the 18, and that's it. Time runs out with Evergreen on top at the end of the half by a score of 7-0, leading Kent Meridian. Scotty Ellingson is going to try to have a word with Jim Fortner, the head coach of Evergreen High, and as Jim comes across the field to meet with Scotty right now, we'll tell you his Evergreen Charges. The Wolverines are on top of Kent Meridian's Royals by 7-0 here at beautiful French Field on a lovely Saturday morning. And let's go down to the field right now at midfield and join Scott Ellingson.
All right, Dave. Coach, interesting first half. You moved the ball probably as well as any team could the first drive, and then it's been a little bit of struggle. 7 penalties for 65 yards. That can make you very happy.
Well, I think you saw I wasn't too happy right there at the end. We can't play like that and expect to beat a good team like this. And those penalties are silly penalties and take away long plays right at the end of the half. And that's what I talked to them about, getting their composure and, you know, all that. So
a little surprising throwing the football down at the own end of the field with little time left in the first half. I thought you might just go in and sit on it.
Well, I always thought it might be a good idea to do things they don't expect, you know. But we have a lot of confidence in our defense, and that allows us to do that. So.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Jim Fortner of Evergreen, his team leading Kent Meridian by a score of 7-0. And we'll have all the halftime activities from French Field, and we'll do that when we continue in just a moment.